Let's go live. Let's go live. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Late Night Show with your host, Dr. Kojo. And I'm so happy that those words rhyme. We're talking about the best thing about autism and ADHD today. So go ahead, get ready, get you a seat, get comfortable. This is going to be a little quick live stream, but a good live stream nonetheless. We're talking about the best thing about autism and ADHD, which I will say what I think that is. Once we go ahead, we get filed on in, and then we get comfortable, and then we'll get going. As y'all are doing that, those of y'all who I can't see your name in the chat, let me know your name. And then just for everybody in general, let me know where you are checking in from so I know where we are gathered from, where we're watching this live stream from. That's why I want to know specifically. So as y'all get situated, I want to talk about my comedy show next weekend in Little Rock, Arkansas. The big Neurodivergent Comedy World Tour is underway, and I am excited that I even have the energy to do this. So that's super cool for me. We're going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas next week, Saturday night at the Nut House Comedy Club. It's not the psych hospital. It's not the psych hospital. When you hear Nut House, I know that's what you're thinking. But we're going to be live. My stand-up comedy show is going to be live next week, Saturday night, Little Rock, Arkansas. Come on through. Would love to see you. We have Jennifer checking in from Miami. Jennifer, good to see you. Amy checking in from Texas. Good to see you, Amy. We have Deborah checking in from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Good to see you. On TikTok, we have Monica sending love from Houston, Texas. Monica, I appreciate you. We have somebody called Secular Mormon. What an oxymoron right there. From Alabama, I appreciate you. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. Get situated. Come on in. We have our moderator, Leilani, checking in from New York City. Then we also have Kelly checking in from New York as well on TikTok. We have Jennifer checking in from Charlotte, North Carolina. So neurodivergence from all over the globe. Josh is checking in. Josh is on YouTube. We have our neurodivergence from all over the globe. Taylor from Michigan. Jack from the United Kingdom. Jessica from Tucson, Arizona. Okay, so we already know this, but we already knew this, but we have an international audience. And that is evident today. People who want to know about autism and ADHD from all over the world. Kentucky in the house, Arkansas in the house. Shout out to Arkansas. That's where I'm going to be next weekend. Next Saturday, I'm going to be at the Nut House Comedy Club in Little Rock, Arkansas, in North Little Rock, Arkansas. So if you're in the area, we'd love to see you there. And I will mention that a little bit later in the live stream. Leah, thank you for being on the live stream. I love you. I appreciate you. And we are talking about the best thing about autism and ADHD. All right. Before I talk about what I think is the best thing about autism and ADHD, I want to quickly define what autism and ADHD is. All right. Autism means that the way that you communicate with the world is different from how other people communicate with the world, puts you in the minority. So because of this, you will need some type of external help because you communicate and you experience the world differently. ADHD means you struggle to regulate your mood and you struggle to regulate your attention. When you struggle with these two things, you will need some type of external support in order to first survive, number one, and then to thrive, number two. So autism, struggling with communication, ADHD, struggling to regulate your mood and struggling to regulate your attention. Both of these conditions in order to survive. Before we can get to thriving, we have to worry about surviving this world first and foremost. You will need some help from outside of you, some external entity in order to survive and then to thrive. So when you have these conditions, it makes it feel as if you are a basket case. There's a lot of shame that we're living with. There's a lot of guilt that we're living with. Shame is not liking who we are, and guilt is not liking what we've done. And if you're neurodivergent, we live with a lot of that. So it can be kind of confusing for me to make a title that says the best thing about autism, ADHD, because some of y'all, depending on the type of day you've had, you're like, there's nothing good about autism. There's nothing good about ADHD. It's all bad. It's hard to make friends. People don't like me. I feel like I'm isolated on the island and I'm struggling to live life. Two things can be true at once. Life can be that hard, but there can also be some pretty cool things about us and the brains that we have. And the number one thing that I think is our unique advantage over everybody else in the world is our creativity. That is what I think is the best thing about autism, ADHD. Our creativity, our ability to make things up on the fly, our ability to pull magic out of thin air. And if you are neurodivergent, you know what I'm talking about. Your back will be up against the wall. You're trying to meet a timeline. You're trying to do the impossible. And some way, somehow, you are able to do the impossible. The things that other people couldn't fathom doing, you are able to do those things because you have a brain that is wired differently. Your brain is wired differently from everybody else. So because of that, you have a couple of unique advantages. The issue is a lot of us don't position ourselves to take advantage of our creativity and our talents. And we focus on all the bad things. Sometimes the bad outweighs the good. Most days, that's probably how it is, if I'm being honest. The average day for the neurodivergent is pretty difficult. You're behind on things. You're sleep deprived. Your focus is all over the place. The help that you're looking for may not be readily available. So the average day can be hard for us, but the creativity that we have, our brains, it's amazing. The things that we're able to come up with, people could not dream of. The neurodivergent brains that have created amazing things, led to airplanes, has led to all kinds of amazing inventions, has led to computers. Look at some of the people who have created some of the most amazing things in this world. They were neurodivergent. The same kids that they tried to put on medication at a very young age, and I'm not against medication. Of course, I prescribe medication, but I'm just saying the same kids that teachers and parents try to shut up by shoving pills down their throat, the same kids that were forced to be in timeout because they were different and they were loud and they were boisterous, those are the same kids who have grown up to do amazing things. We have awesome pattern recognition. We have the ability to work extremely hard at the last second. We have the ability to push ourselves to the point of burnout, which is not, I don't know if we should be proud of that, but we have the ability to push ourselves to burnout and beyond. We can push ourselves to the point of burnout and beyond. And after you've been burnt out, it takes a while to, gather yourself, catch your breath, and become a functioning human being once again. But we know how to push ourselves to the limit. And when you push yourself to the limit, you realize that you can do a lot of amazing things. Now, I'm not saying that you should always live life on the edge, but sometimes life will require you to go the extra mile. You have to reach deep down within yourself when you're tired, when you're exasperated, when you're lonely. You have to reach deep down within yourself. Reach deep down within yourself and give it everything that you have. And a lot of us are able to do that. We just have to figure out how to recalibrate and how to get back on track. So the creativity that we have, I think that's the number one thing, our advantage. And for me as a neurodivergent, my creativity has led me to, this amazing platform, 6 million plus people here, so many monthly views on the content, headlining stand-up comedy career. None of this would have been possible without this brain that I have, which I'm constantly at war with. I'm constantly trying to get to bed on time. I'm trying to wake up on time. I'm trying to get all my steps in. I'm trying to handle life's responsibilities and still be a functioning human being. And it's difficult, but I still believe that the pros outweighs the cons, but you have to put yourself in a position. And Mikey on TikTok says, you had a great show in Springfield. Mikey, thank you for coming out to the show in Springfield. I had so much fun. in Massachusetts. I had so much fun in Massachusetts. I wasn't sure what to expect, but guess what? My neurodivergence showed up for me in Springfield, and they showed up for me in Beverly, Massachusetts. So I had a great time. The most frustrating part about my trip to Massachusetts was figuring out how to get to the Boston airport. It was very confusing, the tunnels, and just driving back to the Boston airport and catching my flight. That was the most frustrating thing about Massachusetts. But the actual comedy show and the interaction with my people, we had a great time. We had a great time. An amazing time. So thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. And somebody says, anyone else hear echo? Do y'all hear echo? I don't. La la la. Okay, I hear a little bit of echo. I hear a little bit of echo. Many people do this and are more successful without being neurodivergent. Sure, but where I'm talking about is I'm talking about our creativity. That's the topic for tonight. The best thing about autism and ADHD, our creativity, what we're able to come up with on the fly. That is where we excel and that's where we shine. In fact, we struggle with things like cleaning our houses and organizing the bedroom. So for people like Andrea who have cleaned and organized, that's a big win. That's a big win. These are the things that we struggle with. It's the mundane, it's the everyday things. For a neurodivergent to take me for example, writing multiple books, which I've done, making videos and reaching millions of people online. Like, it's easier for me to reach 6 million people online than it is for me to make my bed, than it is for me to make some food for myself, than it is for me to clean the house. The simple is where we struggle, but the extraordinary is where we excel. If things were reversed and you struggled with the extraordinary, but you excelled at the simple things, life would be easier for you. Life would be way easier if you had a neurotypical brain. And creativity is how you make amazing things. But if you just want to have a good day, if you just want to have a regular day where you don't lose an important item, you want to have a regular day where you don't get into a fight with a loved one, you want to have a regular day where you actually show up to work on time, do what you have to do, and you leave on time. If you want to have a regular day, then if you are neurotypical and the extraordinary stuff is difficult for you, but the mundane everyday tasks are easy, you would have an easier life. You would have a much easier life. Your life would be way easier because that is where we are tripped up at. For example, I'm dealing with an issue with car insurance. I got into a car accident a couple of weeks ago, and going through the whole process of calling the adjuster, getting the settlement, getting another car, all of that is a big headache. Like, tasks and chores is a big headache. And look, my car was a total loss, so they'll pay me for the car, and I'll go get another car. But just any type of task that revolves multiple steps is a nightmare. Anytime I go to DMV and they tell me that I don't have enough documents and I have to come back and show more proof of ID, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I thought I was done with this task. What the? The everyday tasks are where we struggle. The extraordinary is where we excel. But we need help with the everyday tasks. That's what we need help with. And that's why you feel defeated so many times, because the everyday stuff throws you off. And it makes you think that you're not capable of doing anything, which is a lie, because you're capable and you can do amazing things. It's just hard to do the simple things, like to take a shower or to brush your teeth. Like, I'll be on the road with my tour manager, and we're on tour right now, and we'll go to bed, we'll be in the Airbnb, and I'll see him brush his teeth, and that'll remind me, oh my goodness, I have to brush my teeth. And then it hits me, I'm like, oh my goodness, I was about to go to sleep without brushing my teeth, but I saw him brush his teeth, so now I'm brushing my teeth. But if he hadn't brushed his teeth, I wouldn't have brushed my teeth. And then I thought of all the nights that I've gone to bed without brushing my teeth. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not brushing my teeth. I'm not flossing. I'm not taking care of my dental hygiene. If you don't floss, you could lose your teeth at an early age. Who wants to lose their teeth at an early age? What good is this big social media career and stand-up comedy and all these amazing things if I can't brush my teeth at the end of the night? That is the type of thing that you tell yourself. That's the same thought process you have. So you have to give yourself grace and ask for help with the small things. Ask for help with the small things. Chris, sorry to hear that. Oof. Sorry to hear that. Hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's safe. Ooh, Elwood Blue says, I was defeated today on the simple. Ooh. Whew. I felt that right there. The simple things are the things that defeat you. So, in fact, if you can recalibrate your thought process and you can expect the simple to stump you, that will be better. Don't be surprised when something simple throws you off. Don't be surprised when it's hard to take a shower or brush your teeth, or when, somebody calls you up with a favor and it just throws your day for a loop. Because it's the simple things that are hard for us. Simple things are hard, and hard things are simple. I'll repeat that. Simple things are hard, and hard things are simple. But if we excel at doing hard things and the simple things we struggle with, we're going to go days without brushing our teeth. We're going to be late to work. We're going to be late to big events. We're going to isolate when things get hard. So it's about picking and choosing which things, you can kind of, skate on by without addressing, and where else you need help with. We need help. On TikTok, somebody says, what platform do you use to go live on multiple social media sites? So once I use StreamYard. Milligan on TikTok says, how do you think about giftedness as neurodivergence? How to define it? So I will say that when you're neurodivergent, there's a good chance that you can be gifted. And a lot of us were in gifted classes growing up. However, the things that you are gifted at doing are probably not the simple things. So you will still struggle with that. This is why you can be a rock star at work. You can have a big boy job. You can be like an engineer or an accounting or like a teacher. Like you could have a job where you're given like a big complex task to solve, and you can excel at that job, but you can still come home and feel like a failure because the hard things are simple and the simple things are hard. I think I'm a good example of this because, my primary responsibility as a clinician, right, is to prescribe medications. So my primary responsibility is to diagnose people and then prescribe medications when appropriate, and to help people get back to good mental health. Okay, so that seems like a pretty difficult job, right? Like if you're prescribing like antipsychotics and mood stabilizers and antidepressants, and you're making people get labs, you're prescribing stimulants. I mean, psychiatry it appears to be a difficult job on the surface, and it is in some capacity, but I am very good at it and I enjoy it. That's probably why I'm good at it. So prescribing medications and diagnosing people is a hard thing, but it comes easy to me. Brushing your teeth, making your bed, taking a shower, those are easy things that are hard to me. The hard things are easy, and the easy things are hard. Mac, tonight is we're talking about the best thing about autism, ADHD. I think that it shows the title for y'all. Like, does it show the title? It should on Facebook. Y'all should be able to see the title on the screen. Must be the music says, are you coming to Europe with your stand-up comedy? Yes, I am. I'm talking to my agent right now actively to get comedy dates in Europe. I want to come to Norway. I want to come to England. I want to come to Australia. I know Australia is not Europe, but I want to come to those places. So we will have a second leg of the tour with the international dates. So for right now, we're spinning it all across the United States, but we will have a second leg of the tour where we go across the world internationally. So when I pull up in France or when I pull up in Europe, well, France is in Europe. When I pull up in France, when I pull up in Spain, when I pull up in Norway, when I pull up in Germany, y'all show up now because y'all been asking for a while. So when I pull up, don't say, "Oh, we didn't know you were coming." No, I told you I was coming to Germany. So I'll give y'all a heads up, of course. Australia is incredible. I've heard that it is. I've heard that it is. If you sleep on the comforter, then you never have to. Fact. Leah, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm doing well. Hey, chat. Okay, all right. So y'all can see a title. Okay, perfect. Brush my teeth. I have tea tree paste, which I use often. It's hard to do in certain circumstances. Yes, guys, it can be hard to do these things. It can be hard to do these things. And if you struggle with the simple, then you probably don't realize how amazing you are at the difficult things. So let me say, if you're watching this right now and you can identify with either autism or ADHD or both, there is something right now that comes very difficult to most people, but it comes very easy to you. And that's where your advantage is. I don't know what it is. I don't know where you can find it. I don't know when that thing will come to you, but there's something right now that comes extremely easy to you, but it comes very difficult to most people. And that's what you want to lean in. I'm sure it has some aspect of creativity in there, but that's what you want to lean into. You want to lean into that. Martina says, I can find patterns in relationships with people, but small talk stops me dead in my tracks. Martina, I felt that. Patrick, good to see you from the UK. Good to see you. For the mechanical engineering. Okay. Let me see. Toothbrushing sensitive autistic people. Check out Miss Wax Sticks. Y'all heard those. Check out Miss Wax Sticks for people who are sensitive to toothbrushes. And yeah, that is another thing that'll make you not want to brush your teeth. The fact that your teeth bleed and is this so much and flossing. Now, if you floss more, they say that your teeth bleed less, which is kind of true because my teeth bleed less now. But I have to remember to floss every single day. I brush my teeth in the shower. I like this right here. This seems to be a key neurodivergent trick, which I really like. If you can combine things, the better. OMG, I live in Little Rock. If you live in Little Rock, I'm going to be in Little Rock next week, Saturday. On an Arkansas Saturday night, I'm going to be at the Nut House, and I'm bringing my stand-up comedy tour to Little Rock, Arkansas. And I believe it's North Little Rock. So, yes, I'll be there next week, Saturday. Julie says, I put toothpaste on my toothbrush around 7 o'clock at night and break off a piece of dental. Oh, I like this. I like this right here. I like this. Love the show, Julie. Julie says, I put toothpaste on my toothbrush around 7 o'clock at night and break off a piece of dental floss. Then it's ready to go. Then it's ready when I go to bed later, and now it's overwhelming. Ooh, I like this. I love this. HJ says, I'm good at effing up and self-sabotage. Oh, that makes, 112 of us who are watching right now. I get the best advice, but stuck in my own life. That makes 112 of us who are watching right now. I do identify with autism. Water flossers are less effective, but less effective and consistent is better than not. I agree. Another outstanding comment right here. This is an outstanding comment. Yep. I love this. Because if you have to take the path of something that's not as effective, but is more consistent, you do that. You do that for yourself. I like water flossers, and I have one actually. Do I use it? No, but I have one. Yes, Queen. I will be in Little Rock, Arkansas next week Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. Then the OCD in me will think that toothpaste and floss is contaminated and start over. Well, hey, look, even if the toothpaste on the toothbrush serves as a reminder and you start over, it's fine. Just having a visual cue that, hey, it's 8:30, it's 9:30, it's 10:30, it's time to go to bed. We need visual cues to prepare ourselves to go to bed. It's just hard. For the average person, it's hard to just hop into bed, but especially for us, we have to have a routine to wind down. A routine to wind down. We really need it. We need it. I keep an outfit in the bathroom for. Okay, okay, okay. I like that. Man, I love your videos about what autism and ADHD can look like. I think more people need to know what it can look like. So thanks for showing. Gamer Pro, I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let me see on TikTok. Jess says, I am AuDHD. I'm an ECE teacher. My job is easy versus doing basic personal needs. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, some of us excel at our jobs, but when it comes to life, like we tend to be kind of bad at life, or we feel like we're bad at life. And if we figured out the life portion, then you can really tap into the creativity, which I think is the best thing about having autism, ADHD, the creativity. Yes, this is live right now. It's live right now. I had Swiss rolls for my 42nd birthday yesterday. Spent most of it sleeping. Well, happy birthday, Patrick. Happy birthday. And there's nothing wrong with having some Swiss rolls. It's your birthday. It's it's time to enjoy, relax. Ain't nothing wrong with a couple of Swiss rolls here and there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shay says, I believe I'm both, but haven't taken the time to be diagnosed with autism as well. Was diagnosed with ADHD this year in my 30s. Wow. Well, welcome to the family. We are the best over here. Without a routine, I collapse. Without a plan, I collapse. I hate surprises, love plans. Sounds very autism and ADHD. You need a routine. You need a plan. You hate surprises and love plans. We tend to love plans, but hate the execution. For real, for real. I can be enjoying a laugh from my coworkers and then instantly be like, okay, I'm done, and walk away. Kristen, nothing wrong with that. And somebody says, I can do everything at work as an RN, but I'm overwhelmed when it comes to doing my own stuff. Yeah, once again, that is at the crux of what we struggle with. That is, and this is why a lot of people will double down on what they're good at and outsource the help, right? So that looks like working 1 overtime shift a week or 2 overtime shifts a month and getting the extra money and hiring somebody to do all the stuff that you suck at. Or that looks like you bartering your services. You tell your nephew, hey, you want this game, PlayStation game? It costs what, $40? All right, I'll buy you this game on the PlayStation. But when you come over this weekend, you got to help me with some chores. You got to help me clean this place up, mow the lawn, do everything in the back. We're going to barter and work this out. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Olivia, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you and shout out to your son. And thank you for both of y'all's attention. Marissa, I'm not sure why. Well, look, if you're neurodivergent, sometimes you can use stimulants and then you can feel more sleepy. So that's definitely a neurodivergent thing where you drink some coffee and then you take the best nap of your life. Gigi, I appreciate that. Thank you, Gigi. Bribing. This ain't bribing. This ain't bribing. No, because I live far away from my nephew, but if my nephew wanted the new NBA 2K or he wanted NCAA or some game or Grand Theft Auto, and I have a lawn that needs to be mowed, I'm like, hey, Nathan, let's strike a deal. help me out with the lawn, help me out with a couple of household chores, and you have yourself NCAA 27. You have yourself Madden 27. When I was a kid, if I had that deal, I would have loved it. All I had to do is mow the lawn and I get a video game. I had to mow the lawn regardless for no video game. I'm taking that deal. Yeah, GG, yeah, it's a win-win for both. It's a win-win for both. So that's the theme of this live stream, guys. The best thing about autism ADHD is your creativity and your ability to make something out of nothing. But if you struggle with life, you won't be able to tap into the best thing about autism ADHD, and you'll hate yourself, quite frankly. You won't like yourself because of all the shame. Once again, guilt is not liking what you've done, and shame is not liking who you are. So you have to figure out as best as you can how to take care of life. And that's the problem that all of us are trying to figure out. I don't have the solution to that, but I'm trying my best to figure out how I can be just a little bit better at life. Because when it comes to the difficult stuff, it comes easy to me. It comes very easy to me. But life is I'm still working on that part. I'm still working on that part. Martina says, I feel my ADHD pushes my boundaries as an autistic individual. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. In a good way, yeah, it makes sense to me. It breaks up the monotony of your autistic routine. I love creating. I put 2 Lego sets together tonight. I'm just in my bubble. Ooh, Lego sets. All right. Can I show y'all my Lego set? I do have a meeting after this, so this is going to be a short live stream, but let me show y'all my Lego set. Let me show you my Lego set. This right here is my swag. This is a Sonic. Oh my goodness. This is a Sonic the Hedgehog Lego set. This is so good for my inner child. It's for 7+. It's a building toy. And I want to work on it, but I like keeping it like in the box. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like I like keeping it like this, but I can't wait to work on this Lego set. Sonic's Campfire Clash. This is all I have right now, but I actually want to buy a couple more of these Lego sets and put them together. And what I plan to do is I plan to buy a couple of these and work on them. And I want to work on them like over the course of a couple of weeks. Like I want a long-term project. And I plan on playing my favorite music, maybe some classic throwback Drake or some NBA Youngboy. I plan to work on these outside and just to heal my inner child. Just have a relaxing day. My Lego sets. And shout out to the adults who are trying their best to get back to their childlike versions of themselves. Like shout out to us for trying to make some time for Lego sets and all the things that we enjoyed as kids. But you get so busy as an adult, you're like, I don't have time to play guitar. I don't have time to play with Legos. But we need to be having fun. Leilani listens. Oh, we gotta get early. Okay. Love Sonic and Screw. Sonic is the best because Sonic is fast. Like we have an inner Sonic within all of ourselves. Like Sonic is fast. Sonic gets the job done. Sonic is cool. Like everything about Sonic is cool. Everything about Sonic is cool. I'm an older gamer. Right. Fun does not have to stop because we get older. Fun does not have to stop because we get older. Ooh, I bought myself some Play-Doh. Okay. And I may get myself some Play-Doh too. When I was a little younger, I thought that you have to have kids to do this stuff. But you don't have to have kids to do stuff. Like, you can do stuff for yourself. I'm Boss Sonic and SpongeBob. I like this. NBA Youngboy. Yep. NBA Youngboy. Me putting this together while listening to AI Youngboy 2. Man. And I think y'all have heard me say this before, but every neurodivergent needs a nothing day. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Every neurodivergent needs a nothing day, a day where you do nothing, a day where you do absolutely nothing. Now you can pick up an extra shit to work if you want, but on a nothing day, your only responsibility is to do nothing for real. So you can set up some Legos, play your favorite album. It's a day where you don't have to reply to nobody's text messages. You can just enjoy yourself. You can just enjoy yourself. Every Saturday, yeah. Like, you just need a day to reset. I think that's what I'm going to do this Saturday. I think that's what I'm going to do this Saturday. Just reset. Reset. When I became a man, I put away childish things, including fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown up. I like that. I like that. I like that. I was sitting on the floor like I was in sharing circle in kindergarten. I like sitting on the floor now. And I remember, quick story, and then I do have to go. I'm getting late. I remember I had an ex-girlfriend who I made fun of her for sitting on the floor. And this is before I realized that I was attracted to autistic women and that she was more than likely neurodivergent or autistic. And I didn't get it back then. I didn't get it back then. Like, why she'd always want to sit on the floor? But that's how she would regulate herself. And she was happy sitting on the floor. Now that I'm so much older, I know that sitting on the floor is a cool thing to do because you get to be childlike. So sitting on the floor is cool. It's cool. All right. Damn. Time is going by fast. Somebody slow down time this week. Why is time going by so fast? All right. Well, I got another meeting, guys. I got to get off. Mickey Ficky. Damn. 37-minute live stream. Not long enough, but I have another meeting, so I got to get off. Next live stream will be next week, Tuesday. And then next week, Thursday. And then we have to hit the road and go to Arkansas. We come back, and then the following week, we go to Huntsville, Alabama. That Sunday. Then that Friday, we're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So for those of y'all who are in the Little Rock, Arkansas area, next week, Saturday, I'm going to be at the Nut House doing stand-up comedy for an hour, headlining. I would love to see y'all there. And for those of y'all who are in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Huntsville, Alabama, I will see y'all the following week. So until the next live stream, take care. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for spending this time with me. This is the best part of my day. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.